into the microphone.
Man, let me tell you what. Let me tell you what, man. I've been thinking about just everything. Good. And I thought to myself, I was like, man, what if
I'm on the edge of my seat.
what if Family Guy was like real, you know?
Yeah, Family Guy will look like this in 2014.
That would solve a lot of the issues going on today.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Peter Griffin in the flesh, of course.
Oh my god, Ezra Miller is like running in that weird like dome of like time and space, and you just see Peter Griffin go, oh.
He wills Peter Griffin into existence via the Speed Force. That would have been a much better ending to that fucking movie.
Instead of Michael Keaton, instead of that's right, I'm Batman, it's just, that's right.
Surfing
the bird is the word. The bird is the word.
You can hear his like laugh echoing in the background.
No, it's like when they cut the credits, like when they cut to like the big trailer scene happens, like do, and it's like the Flash. You just hear in the background, like faintly, and then it's like
Peter Griffin steps out of a Doctor Strange portal.
On your left,
and then he says the N-word.
And then he says the most outlandish shit. You're just like,
free Palestine.
People would love that shit, man. Like, who cares about movies anymore?
I broke my fucking camera.
God. Oh God, we're off to a great start.
Deserved it.
Welcome back,
he's
everyone.
late, he's sick, and he breaks his camera. Get him the fuck out of here. What is he
like
doing?
Fucking,
Learn to be professional.
What was that John Mulaney thing? Fucking like, I'm sick, I'm homeless, I have AIDS, and I'm
I'm old, I'm tired, I work with fucking children.
Oh my god. Welcome back, everyone, to another, what is this, 10? We're at 10 episodes in, man.
We've done it. We hit the big 1-0.
It's our 10th episode special, boys. We're joined by a guest today. You can see him right there. Mike Peterson.
Hello.
Whoa.
Oh, I just lived my life. Hi.
All right.
Who would have thunk it?
Who would have thought? What a crazy crossover, man.
Just ask me to show up, and I will.
He appeared. It's like Beetlejuice, you know? You just say Mike's moist 4 times or 3 times, and then boom.
I like the 4 times.
4 times? Yeah, 4 times.
That's
so go exactly one step further.
And I don't.
That's so oddly specific.
Like, I'll just like walk through a door and be like,
hey,
can you imagine a shot? Like, can you imagine a shot like my camera where like I'm just like, yeah, Mike, and then he just walks through that door.
Oh no!
I'm just like, hold the fuck.
Yeah, he's just T-posing.
Now listen, you can't abuse this power.
Yeah,
you're gonna fuck up my day.
I want to
you get one random STD every time it happens. You gotta be careful.
That's the gamble. That's the gamble.
That's the roulette.
There's a 1% chance. But you really want to take it.
Oh god, don't take me back.
Crazy.
Remaking the Beetlejuice trailer, but it's like a really like dark cover of the daylight coming. We want to go home, but it's Mike Peterson in the background. Just.
I just watched that like literally a couple of minutes ago, and I love so much that the plot is like they had to kill off the dad because
Alex Baldwin's like,
it's like, yeah, he's just dead.
I don't know what to do about that one.
How do he's dead? Like he's not even divorced.
They Wakanda forever Beetlejuice.
Like he slipped on a banana peel and shat his pants, and
then the gun went off.
I don't see a lot of marketability in this guy. I think we gotta write him off. It's just how it is.
Oh, you don't want to get an action figure of the dad from Beetlejuice?
I will say that trailer didn't look that bad. I was kind of like, all right. It looks
I haven't trusted Tim Burton in years, so
since like Big Fish, maybe
maybe. Actually, you know what? Probably Teeny. I was about to Teeny Swad. Teeny Swad.
Did he direct that though, or was he just a producer? Oh, he did. Okay, yeah.
It was a Tim Burton joint.
A Tim Burton joint.
He was smoking something, that's for sure.
Then he made fucking Alice in Wonderland, and that was like,
oh my god,
not good.
That movie is bad, but I respect it more than the other live action remakes because he actually tried to do something kind of
It
different.
was before this new era of just complete slop.
Like just
you know?
shot for shot remakes that they do now. I respect it a little bit more. It's not good. It's really bad, but
Yeah.
I can respect it. Like,
Yeah.
You know, maybe his brain is just dying. You know, that's what happens. Like when you get old, it's like it's
Yeah, what's
just not
funny,
good anymore.
I think the only good Disney remake is not even from Disney. It's that Peter Pan movie that Universal did from like 2005.
Was it just called Pan?
No, it was just
Oh,
called
that
Peter
movie-
Pan.
oh.
It was just Peter Pan, but it was like Jeremy Sumter was Peter Pan in that, and it was
I
it was
think
really
I've seen
weird.
that.
It was a good movie though.
Yeah.
I liked it, but like, yeah,
no, nothing
It's
better than
me in
Pan.
it.
They try to have their like Nirvana moment halfway through the movie while they're
That's
like
a weird
picking
movie.
in Pan 2015. There's a scene where Blackbeard is singing "Smells Like Teen Spirit" like with all of his pirate buddies in the canyon, and they're saying this right after a scene where they literally kick a child into the canyon because he doesn't do a good job. They actually like outright murder the child, and then he's like, "Where's the lights?"
If you watch that movie, if you watch that movie with the idea that Hugh Jackman is just on so many drugs, it's so funny because he does not even.
movie.
He was Blackbeard.
Peter Pan, the story, even the original story sucked. I'm so
It's
bored.
fucking
Yes.
stupid. Who
I don't wanna-
cares?
They gave him a prophecy.
We gotta stop. We
Yeah,
gotta
man.
stop.
We gotta
Turn the
Bad.
podcast off.
Bring it to the
Yeah,
table.
turn this
Pan
on.
2015.
Oh no! No. All right. So Mike,
Yes.
question. What's your social security number?
Ooh, it's got at least 7 digits in it.
Oh man! All right, I'm gonna
Write this down. Write this down.
All right, I'm gonna go
1
01101.
Fuck! I knew it.
I knew it. We got him. boys. Get him.
We got him. We
FBI
got
just
him.
comes raiding in.
Oh, my money is gone.
SWAT team.
They pulled a fast one on me.
So
At the speed of sound.
Mike, let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about the origin. Let's talk about the
My
origins.
birth?
Yeah, the birth. Yeah, where'd it happen?
This was, I don't know, probably some shady motel. Probably the dirtiest place you could possibly imagine.
Yeah, probably like Bakersfield or something, right?
An Airbnb in Philadelphia or some shit.
Oh,
An
God.
Airbnb in 1991.
1991.
Fucked up time.
Gotcha.
Oh god. No, no.
So yeah, Mike.
Origin
You were-
of what?
Of what? What was the first video you ever posted, if you can remember?
Oh, wowie. Probably back in 2008 or 9. That was like just right around the time where it was like people were just finding out like, hey, you could make videos on the internet and make money. And like, I remember in video class, like we had like a special, like a kid who graduated and was in film school. And he's like, listen, guys, this whole internet thing is never going to take off. So focus on some kind of other kind of media you want to do. And lo and behold, like a year later, it was like, holy fuck.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
I don't really remember. Like, I used to make YouTube poops. I used to make those. I used to make those before they were even called YouTube poops, and I don't want to like. I know that probably other people have did similar things in the past before the phrase was coined, but I even used to like set up my video camera in front of a TV and like hit stop and record so I can like make the characters like cut what they're saying, and like I would do that to SpongeBob.
Wow.
I used to upload those.
Pioneer. Absolute
Yeah.
pioneer.
Master's craft.
Causing brain damage for decades.
Thank God.
And then I guess I really didn't like get, I don't know, like noticed, like started making videos until I went to college, started making videos with the great Brett Mounts.
yeah,
That's when it was like, oh, people really, they like us. Like,
yeah.
this is fucking crazy.
I think-
we never expected it in a million years. Like even like the first video that me and Brett made, I think it was cat science.
Oh God, I don't think I
When we
saw
were
that
filming
one.
it, I remember Brett was like, "This is the dumbest goddamn thing I've ever done. What are we doing?" And I'm like, "No, just trust me.
Let it happen.
I think there's people who are going to dig this." And then it started popping off. And ironically enough, those videos became really popular YouTube poop sources, that was a great time because it was like every time we made a video, we were expecting like, I can't wait to see like how people are gonna fuck this up. Like we were making them like intentionally to be like YouTube food. It was great. That was a great time.
I was gonna say the one that I remember the most is Shrek 3D.
Oh yeah,
that is one of the funniest fucking things I've ever seen in my life. Just Shrek 3D.
That was after college.
Shrek 3D.
Yeah, like
it's like the videos we thought like would no one would ever watch are usually the ones that popped off the most, and we're like, how can we figure out how to do this intentionally?
Yeah,
we never did.
Didn't Brett get like millions of views on like one of his videos? It was like
it's still up.
It was the don't illegally download music or whatever. It was that.
Yeah, I remember. That's such a weird video because he filmed that in high school, like in their high school video class. But I guess the camera they were using was like 10 years older than that. So it's like there's like a Wii in the video, but the video looks like it was shot in 1998. So it's really that's what it makes it a lot funny.
Yeah, like he like walks in and he just goes like, "Burf, burf, burf, burf." What do I do? It's like the funniest fucking thing ever.
That was a good one.
Now, here's the big question: when did Spider Dub come into play for you?
That was in college.
Yeah,
that was another one where I was like, nobody's gonna fucking watch this shit. And I did, and now it's the only thing people who I make. It's the only thing people want to make see me make. And I'm like, can I do something else? Like I love making spider dubs. They're
great. Yeah.
Like my whole philosophy of making videos, which is really does not work for you if you're trying to be a content creator, is like if I'm not having a good time making it, I'm like, I'm not going to make it. Like the people, like I give credit to the people who can pump out videos on like a weekly or daily basis. But I know that like, part of the process, they're like, got to put up another fucking video again.
Yeah.
Like,
the deadline thing.
If that thought ever crosses my mind, I'm like, I'm doing something wrong.
Like, yep.
That's
pretty much what we've been doing, like we've been pretty much just doing that. Like we do this because we want to pretty much.
Yeah. We started.
We used to. We were gonna do this every 2 weeks. I thought having a schedule would like what's the word, motivate us. So the one week,
quite the opposite.
Yeah, the 1 week where we missed a day, and I was devastated. We were just like, you know what?
We're just like in the pot.
Do it around 2 weeks. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Around 2 weeks is perfectly fine. Like whenever we are actually like, all right, do we feel like doing this? Like,
yeah, exactly, right.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, recently we've been cooking. So I mean,
we've been cooking recently. Yeah, it's been fun because
we've given like enough. Like there is a sweet. There is like a sweet spot where it's like. I felt this on my own channel, which I've only made a handful of videos. But I'm trying to get more into making like edits for like wrestling and stuff. And I taken like a month break from the one I was working on because it got to a point where I was like, this is like, not that this isn't fun for me, but like the fact that I'm thinking about it this much and it's this like, I have to get this out now is like, I need to come back to it when I actually have like a motivation to do it. So I absolutely see your point there.
That
people can tell. People can absolutely tell if you don't have that motivation. Even dummies.
Exactly.
No, yeah. Oh my God.
No, like
that was my thing where it was like
when I was making that X-Men video, like that X-Men Toonami like edit, like I made that and literally I locked in for about an hour and a half or so. I'm just like, I'm not stopping this because I want to make that.
It will just happen.
Yeah,
well, that was me when I made the Cody Roman edit. It was literally like a bit idea I came up with like a day before, and then I spent a solid like 5-6 hours straight nonstop just throwing it all together.
You'll just get the spikes.
Yep.
And just awful black bars over the copyright logos because I was just so drained by the end of the day. I was like, fuck it, we're not throwing filters on all this. Fucking get it out.
It's funny you said copyright too, because Mike, you've run into a lot of copyright issues with Spider Dub, correct?
Actually, funny enough, absolutely not.
Really?
I've got hit with like such bogus copyright strikes. I think I was telling you before. I'll tell it again. Yeah. My original channel where like me and Brett and Spider Dub was really, really big, like pretty decent, maybe like 10,000 views at least a video. So I was like, this is great. And that channel got deleted due to a copyright strike because I had a video with a thumbnail of Frosty the Snowman. The video wasn't about Frosty the Snowman. Frosty the Snowman wasn't in the video. It was the copyright claim. The owner of Frosty the Snowman issued a strike, and I lost my channel. It was
Bacon Ross, brother, they got
dude.
you.
I was gonna say those Bacon Ross fucking copyrights.
But you lost a whole channel.
A channel that I worked years on, and we gathered thousands of fans on. It was
like
for a thumbnail.
What was the time right around the time we were graduating too? So it was like, oh, cool.
So this was like
what
graduating
year was
college, right?
What year was this when this happened? What year
I was in
this when this
college.
happened? So like
2012,
2010, 2011.
That's
so
ludicrous.
This was when the copyright system in YouTube was just completely fucking broken because
they said, "Hey, we're gonna kill everybody, and we're gonna stop anything from working," and then everyone lost their fucking stuff.
Yeah, because that was like around the
YouTube
time.
poops were getting sniped a lot, particularly in the mid 2010s. Like I remember there was this Drake and Josh one, the Bet YouTube poop collab, which is like almost 30 minutes long. It's one of my favorites of all time, and it was up for so long. And then one day I just checked, and via comment completely sniped it out of the air. It was crazy, honestly.
Someone made the I remember there was one, oh my god, a big one that got fucking taken down, which I loved back in the day, was a someone basically took the entire Family Guy Stewie Kills Lois episode, but just made it with Super Smash Brothers, basically. But it was just stills. It was just still
like
images.
a machinima? Like that kind of stuff?
Like, almost. Like an early machinima, almost. Like, because there was no movement or anything. It was just still frames of Smash.
We should feel very... They striked it?
Yeah.
Just for stills and shit?
It's just gone. I don't know where it is. It's just... It's
I was going to say, we should feel really lucky nowadays because there was that news thing about how games like Garry's Mod have been completely terminated for their custom things like the Nintendo items. Nintendo's striked all that. Like,
That's
they did that for
Nintendo
YouTube.
Thing to do, though.
If they did that for YouTube nowadays, we'd be screwed.
Yeah.
We'd be
I was
so
just saying,
screwed.
because around 2011 or 2012, that was when the Google Plus shit started, right?
Mm.
Like when you had to have a Google Plus account to sign into YouTube, and it was like a whole.
That was like SOPA. That was around the time with SOPA as well. When that was trying to go, when that was going around. So it was like,
good lord.
I remember being younger and like everybody was talking about SOPA, and I was like, I felt like I had to do my part for like the war effort. You know, I felt like I was like, if I don't raise awareness about SOPA, the internet's gonna die.
My Instagram profile picture. Hey guys, don't do it.
That turned out to be like a Coney 2012 thing where
I was gonna say
it was absolutely nothing.
Right?
It was like everyone was like in this crazy uproar, like we got to stop SOPA, and it's like, it's the internet is exactly the same.
Coney 2012 is such a great time. God, that was such.
I think Coney 2012. I think that may be like the genesis of people really starting to lose their minds off of shit they saw on the internet. Like really, like the internet hadn't encroached into the real world that much yet. But when that happened, I was like, holy fuck, something really weird is going on here.
It's weird because it's something really weird is happening, but then you don't see the impact outside the internet. Like nowadays, you see the impact outside the internet for a lot of different fandom and that kind of stuff. But it was the first burst.
Back in that day, we just had YouTube and I think maybe Facebook still. And MySpace was still around. I think at that time, I'm not sure.
Twitter was around, but it was not what it is today.
Not what
it was nowhere near what it is today. Not even
Twitter.
And
was
now
2009, I think.
Yeah. And now,
I wasn't given a mobile until I was 12, and I think I was 10 in 2012. So
they call it a mobile.
Yeah, mobile. A cellular device.
Speaking device where I input words and voice commands.
Could you believe it? Could you believe it?
Probably give your parents a fucking handshake for that one. It's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
I was like,
no. I'm glad I wasn't raised just like one of those kids with food all over their face with an iPad
Yeah, oh my god,
Skibbity toilet children.
Skibbity toilet.
I don't want to talk about that, please.
I don't want to talk about it either, but it's like I've never seen anything so absolutely terrifying. Like it's something like a Lovecraftian kind of deep terror that an unexplainable cosmic horror. Like what these those the content on videos. It's like I feel like I'm watching evil. You know what I mean?
It shouldn't be a thing,
harmless.
Literally 1984.
It's like those
like you and I were
it's like Spider-Man Elsa like live action.
No!
videos.
Something very
Oh.
into that just feels very strange. Like
Oh
almost like
god.
Uncanny Valley.
Yeah, because you and I were talking, Mike, about Xavier Renegade Angel and like that whole like show and everything on Adult Swim. It's like
one of my
this.
favorites.
This shit like. I feel like I shouldn't be weirded out by some of this shit because I've seen like Adult Swim has done shit like this before, but like stuff like Skibby Toilet and shit, I'm just like, what's the appeal here? Like, what are people liking about
it's
this?
because that show was made for like a specific audience, and then like all of that is in the hands of YouTube, where they give it to the kids. Like kids watch it, and they're like, haha, look, Skibby Toilet. So what the fuck?
I actually do believe that like stupid stuff will make you stupid. Like growing up, like it's like shit like the Teletubbies, like compared to Sesame Street. Like like they will just like it'll just rot your fucking brain before you had a chance.
They don't stand a chance. They don't stand a chance because it's kind of like it's there to like put something in their face that's like visually different, but also like that's super hollow and just
Simon, would you rather Big Bird teaches moral differences or Green Man blows bubbles? Which one?
Dude, the Tubby Custard, dude.
I learned everything I know from Green Man Blows Bubbles. I'm a well-rounded adult now.
You're just like smoking like a fucking like pipe or something. Like it's like with a fedora. You're just like, oh, that Green Man and his bubbles.
I remember. What am I thankful for?
He never blew another bubble after that night.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. You know what's funny? That reminds me of the fucking Oogie Loves.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! The Oogie Loves Big Balloon
Adventure.
Adventure.
You ever seen the Spill? You ever watched the Spill audio review of Oogie Loves?
I've not.
Incredible.
No.
Oh my god!
All I remember from that movie is Carrie Elwes.
See, there's so many things we did on Pretty Much It, where my brain just had to immediately just flush it.
Forget about it. You're just like, this is so bad. I can't.
Yeah, there was a big stretch where we were doing movies, and I was like what I was just talking about. Like, I was like, I don't want to do this. don't want to watch the Oogie Loves, please, God. And it reminded me just how much of a mental effect that can have. We recently did, what was it? Ready Player One.
Oh god!
And it was like,
oh dear!
We were as I was watching that, I was like, oh my god! Like I forgot how insane it is to try and do a commentary over such a piece of shit. Like
it is insane.
Like I went back and I watched like I think it was like the Barney commentaries you did like for the show.
Oh my god!
And like you guys are just like it's so obvious that you guys are just like why the fuck are we doing this?
Yeah, yeah. That was
like you're just like what's going on in the news right now? Let's talk about this thing instead.
Yeah, that was nuts, man.
There's a line between like doing the ironic enjoyment and streaming for like something that's like it's bad, but you can see a purpose behind it. Where it's like you can at least like examine it. But when you're doing stuff like Barbie or Oogie Loves, like you're like, what am I supposed to take away from this? What am I taking?
What do I say?
What is this taking from me? Is the better question.
It speaks for itself, honestly.
Yeah, exactly.
The Oogie Loves.
Yeah, and that's a pretty good segue actually into like Pretty Much It and how you got like with that whole thing.
Oh, that was me and Eric became me. I didn't really talk to Jake in high school. I was a fucking weirdo in high school. I can't believe you Eric gave me time of day.
Just like me, brother.
I guarantee you, I was worse.
I think in like the first episode, you were just kind of like the entire. Like, you're like looking directly into the camera, just like.
Yes. It was something new for me.
Yeah.
But no, yeah. Me and Eric we met in like the 12th grade. We were in video class, and it was like immediately like we saw each other as like the only two people in the class who like gave a shit about making stuff, and everyone else was there because it was an easy credit. Right. And started making silly YouTube videos from that point, and then after after college. Eric was like, hey, I want to do a YouTube show. You want to do it with this guy named Jake Baldino? And I was like, sure. And like you said, on that first episode, I'm like, I don't like what the fuck is this?
Who is this guy?
No one's gonna watch this shit. I always say that for like everything I do. I'm like, no one's gonna give a shit about this. I would have cared a lot more. I would have put like a little more enthusiasm. But yeah, that quickly started gaining traction. We were like, neat, this is pretty fucking cool. Then like we would just if you didn't know, we talk about like movie news, video game news, and
all the just some really innovative stuff, right? I mean, today's standards, anyway.
I mean, at the time,
it was like
maybe it kind of was. There really wasn't a lot of. I mean, like
like IGN and stuff, and GameSpot and stuff like that. Like they had a lot going on, so it made sense. You know, it was like
the kind of like podcasty YouTubers talking about news thing hadn't really popped off like massively yet. So I guess that's why there was a lot of people that followed us. I mean, Eric was bringing over a ton of subscribers from his channel, so that helped too.
Oh yeah, because he had like 100,000 or something at one point.
Oh yeah,
he had a shit ton.
He was always really popular on the web. He was good at it.
He really brought in those Saw fans, you know.
That was it. I think like his biggest thing was like he made a video about Saw when he was like 14 or 15 years old.
Yeah,
set him up. But yeah, after years of doing that show, there came a point where we were like, wow, everything sucks. It's like movies, video games.
Yeah.
Like every week we were like, here's some other shitty fucking news. Here, this movie's getting a remake. Wow.
Hey, this person might be considered for Green Lantern.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And also, news that never materialized. Like, it was
God.
There's going to be an Aunt May movie.
That was the big one when the Sony leaks happened. I think that was where it was just kind of like, oh, movie studios are just fucking stupid.
Yeah, I think we all knew that they were fucking stupid before, but that was like the icing on the cake. It was like, wow,
they really are unaware of how dumb, like unaware of how stupid you are at a certain point. It's kind of like depressing. It makes you feel better about yourself. Honestly, you're like
Amy Pascal talking about like, hey, let's have Spider-Man have a Snapchat. That'd be really cool with the kids.
Yeah,
so she was watching Teletubbies. Okay, we can establish this.
She saw Green Man bubbles. I know.
I'm convinced. I'm convinced she had something to do with the death of James Horner.
Who?
Of the composer for Amazing Spider-Man 1, because he said like, oh yeah, I didn't come back for the second movie because it was a piece of shit.
She had a
and he died in like a plane crash, which was even funnier because Amazing Spider-Man 2 opens with
my god.
That's incredible.
That's unbelievable.
I knew it.
That's actually crazy.
But and you know, that was it. I mean, funnily enough, when he just shifted to just doing movie commentaries, that's when pretty much it fucking exploded.
I was shocked because they were at like pretty much it was at like 70,000 for like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah,
and then like out of nowhere it was like million, like almost.
Yeah,
it's like almost at 1 million, right? Like
it's like why couldn't have that happened back in the day? Come on. I guess people care more about movie commentaries than the news, which I can't give them. You know, can't blame them.
Yeah.
Your flat out review channels too, right? You got like your Jeremy Johns and your Stuckmans who were around like the similar time, but I guess that kind of content stuck a bit more.
That was big for a while. That was like in 2013, 2014. That was like the peak of that. I feel like
we stayed at Chris Stuckman's house one night.
I remember.
That's crazy.
We were on a road trip, and Eric is hitting up all of his friends and like for us to crash for a night. And Chris Stuckman was like, "Hey, you can stay at my place." And I was back when he was living in like an apartment.
I was saying, did you stay in like his room where it has just a bunch of DVDs and shit?
Yes,
yeah.
Showing us all of his stuff. It was like
tourist attraction. It's a tourist attraction.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like this is a Criterion closet
at Airbnb.
I mean, he was a great guy. But I remember the first after we met and like we got back to his place, like the first thing he asked us was like, "So what YouTubers do you guys hate the most?" And we're like, "Huh?
What?
Yeah, Chris. Yeah, Chris Duncan." That was the first thing he asked us. He was like, "Well, what YouTubers do you guys hate the most?" And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't really spend much time thinking about that.
Yeah, I was gonna say because that was like in a time where like, you know, people were making like, here's my top 10 worst movies of the year. I'm just like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
Like,
he was cool. He was a cool.
Yeah,
cool
he
dude.
always
I don't really
like
watch. I don't watch him, so I wasn't like, oh, it's Chris Stuckman. So
it's pretty cool that he's got like his own he's got like that movie coming out soon. Like that's sick.
That's a shocker. I mean, good for him.
He's got like fucking what's his name attached to it too. The guy who did
Mike Flanagan.
That's right. How the hell did he get that?
That's crazy.
I just hope for the best. Like I think it's cool that he's evolved and like I know a lot of people like shit talk him because he doesn't do like the negative reviews anymore and people think he's like shilling for movies now, but it's like
there's a reason this man
I appreciate
there's a reason he like doesn't like show his family.
Movies. I think he just wants to absolve any kind of accusations of being hypocritical, because if his movie comes out and people think it sucks, they're going to be like, oh, I hate these movies and made a piece of shit. Not to say that it's going to be bad. I don't know.
We're not going to know until we see it, right?
Yeah, so I think it's because of that scenario. He's like, I better keep the criticism low because I'm about to be, whether I like it or not, I'm about to be criticized for this thing I spent $1 million on.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so it was like over $1 million. How much did you make from that Kickstarter? You remember?
I don't remember. I haven't looked at it.
It was a lot.
The whole thing's been in production since like 2021. Like he announced it back in like 2021. I'm pretty sure. So it was it was a while. I haven't followed it. I should watch those podcast diaries he's doing with the people who are like part of the crew and stuff like that. I should watch those at some point. But either way, it's same thing. It's cool seeing a lot of these creators, like you see, like Raka Raka, they just did Talk to Me, which was absolutely fantastic.
Doing Street Fighter.
Street Fighter. Markiplier wrote and directed his own adaptation of Iron Lung, which I find to be that's actually kind of interesting. Did you not know about that, Mike?
I don't know what Iron Lung is.
It's like really like niche but like cult following horror game.
Oh, it's terrifying.
Like that takes place on like a submarine, and Markiplier because Mark was doing like a lot of like the choose your own adventure shit, like the Who Killed Markiplier and Date with Markiplier, and I guess that just transitioned to him making a full blown movie. I mean, I just think it's kind of weird seeing all these people that like I grew up with ostensibly like I watched like the You Reviewers movie rewards, and now Chris Stuckman's directing a $1 million feature.
Yeah. Oh my god, the You Reviewers! Oh, I miss those.
Dude, come on, brother, dude. You remember when Drive One and Jeremy Johns was salty about it, brother? Come on, the tea.
I mean, I really like seeing like people from the internet actually succeeding and doing what they want because
oh yeah,
there's a lot of people who
awesome.
They give up because there's really nothing they can do. It's like the cost. Like if like you're an animator or something like that, like it's really fucking hard to make like a living on YouTube these days. So they're like, fuck it, like fuck it. Even for like this, like there's like a bunch of indie stuff that's coming out that's not my thing, but I still love that it's happening. Like fucking what's it that Has Been Hotel and all that.
Yes.
That's not. It's
I'm
not
like
for
a
me.
huge fan. Yeah,
it's
but I
not
respect
for
that
me.
it's like animators, like indie guys, like doing.
I respect that. Like especially like the creator, whoever she is. It's like I've got this insane fucking idea that like no studio will ever pay me for. And like she figured it out, you know. It's like everybody's like dream come true. That like your fanfic OC characters,
exactly.
Even like look at not the exact same, but look at like the Critical Role guys. Like they got their whole animated show based on their D&D campaign.
That's
like
right.
that. And
that's right.
Granted, they did have a massive following before then, which contributed to that. But it's still like. It's really awesome seeing like people like you view like their content to like one very specific lens and you think it'll be like that forever, at least 10 years ago. Like I'm watching Markiplier play fucking Five Nights at Freddy's. I'm like, this is it. This is all I'm gonna see from this guy for the rest of my life.
Yeah, like
now he's making a movie. It's cool.
Like watching like Psychic Pebbles and Oni Plays and shit, and now looking at Smiling Friends. It's like
that's another good example. I didn't even think.
I love those guys. It's I'm so happy to see them succeed. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Unbelievable.
I genuinely think Smiling Friends is one of the best cartoons ever.
Yeah,
it's so good. Because it's actually just like it doesn't have anything to say or anything. It's literally just fucking cartoon bullshit. Like
just be funny. It's that simple. Just be funny.
It is.
Your character doesn't have to go to therapy. It's a cartoon.
I can't wait for Charlie's realistic depiction of a panic attack in episode 4.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
See that? The most realistic panic attack. I felt so seen. Fucking
dude. Puss in Boots 2, great movie. Wrong discourse. Wrong discourse.
No, man, I'm waiting for Turbo. I'm waiting for Turbo 2 to come out, and then they'll have like the
Shut up, dude.
Turbo the snail?
No, he's like a little snail form, like looking up.
Ryan Reynolds voicing this snail. Just like,
Can I go 1 week where we don't talk about fucking Turbo, man?
Is that a thing, huh? That's a thing on here?
That's a running gag.
We make fun of him
Turbo, man.
mercilessly for
good old the Turbo podcast.
Mike, I said I hated Turbo once, and ever since this day, I rue the day. They keep bringing him up. I'm so fucking annoyed.
Mistake. That was your mistake, son.
I should have said I loved it.
I gotta, if you wouldn't mind, I have a little question for Mike, if you don't mind.
Sure. Do you mind if
I was?
Go ahead.
I don't get.
I did it last week.
Oh my god, the green bubble man.
That's crazy. How? Why did that?
So Mike, you've been through a few different like eras of YouTube and the internet in general. Like you said, you started in 2008. You started like not like that's because you ended up you're still doing Spider Dub, and I find Spider Dub isn't the exact same thing, but it's in a similar sphere. I find to the YouTube poops where it's like repurposing clips, and but you've also done a lot of the movie commentary stuff. You've been in a few different spheres of entertainment on the internet, so I'm kind of curious, like, what's been a major change in like each of those spheres of the internet that's like shocked you over the past 10-15 years? Like, what's something you didn't expect to happen? What's a trend that you expected to catch on but never did? Like, what's something that really like surprised you about the last 10 years of YouTube?
Well, it's like I was saying before. It's like kind of like the days of people coming together and just making something genuine to have a good time. Like, let's make a funny video and put it on the internet and see how it does. It's like those days are kind of over. It's become more businessy, you know, like content creation used to just be fun. Like it was just fun. We're all having a good time. And now it feels like, oh, we're making a show. It doesn't, and there's plenty of people who are still do like Red Letter Media. I think like they're the only guys, like one of the only guys who have been able to from that earlier era to now to retain this kind of like, we're making this because we like doing it and it's fun. It's not like, oh, we got to keep the Red Letter Media train going. What we're going to talk about this week. And
half in the bag. Like they're not doing that. Yeah,
we have to review every single movie that comes out. And that's I mean, it's unfortunate. I mean, back in the day, I thought that this era of, like I was saying, like Has Been Hotel and shit like that, I thought that was going to happen like 15 years ago. Like, I thought, like, when people were making all this money from YouTube, I'm like, oh, people are going to start making studios, be their own bosses, make their own content and all this shit. And then it's like instantly nosedived. They're like, oh, I guess that's out the window. Yeah. And I think we're just, like, getting to a point where I guess, like, you could just have hope that, like, you can do something like that. Because that's a big thing, too, is that you got to have at least like hope that you can make stuff, or else you're not even going to fucking try. And like, I don't blame people for like being like, you know what, fuck it, I quit. Like, I just
that's fair.
It's really It's like, unless
you look at like, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No.
I have a reputation of accidentally cutting people off on my mic. It's not very good. I was just gonna say, because I've seen a similar sense, but there's this interview. Bo Burnham did an interview on the H3 podcast about 5-6 years ago where he was talking about the internet. And this was before he made Inside, which is his big, like he made a lot of statements about the internet and that. And he talked about how he thinks that the big turning point was when YouTube stopped being a content creation platform and it became a studio. You know, like it became a film studio where it was a lot of like, and especially like when they started marketing more movie trailers and like the late night clips get uploaded and they take precedent over the content creation. And there are certain content creators that rise up, and not to discredit some of their content or the effort they do, like they have to fit a very specific niche, fitting a very specific time. So it feels more like a conveyor belt in that regard. I honestly think a big change has been, I think the pandemic changed a lot of like,
how,
like who's getting funding and who's getting attention, because you look at where Marvel was like pre-pandemic to look at them now, like people just are not nearly as invested in their stuff anymore. And there was a time when I think a lot, and I said to somebody, I was a big MCU fan. I still, like, to an extent I have a connection to it, but it was like, it feels way more of that time now, because I feel like people people got perspective on like a lot of creative stuff, like having it taken away from them and then going back to it. They were like, I kind of wanted to see something new. And it's cool, like when you see creators like Jordan Peele got to make Nope for like $100 million, and it's like one of the best. It was like one of the most shocking surprises like ever. You look at like Furiosa just came out, and George Miller is still getting to do his thing, and that's still a franchise, but it's a genuine creator. I agree. I feel like had YouTube gone more like the Wild West way and was like back in the day, like maybe we would have gotten stuff like Has Been Hotel blowing up in the mid 2010s. But I feel like it took a bit longer to get there, but we're finally getting there now, and I think that's great. I agree with you.
Yeah, I mean, we're also in the middle of a very interesting like shift of what entertainment even is. I really think within the next couple of years, movie studios are going to be like, guys, I don't think people watch movies anymore. You know, like I don't think no, like for real. Like, you know, like kids growing up now, it's like, you know, they got their content on the web, their TikToks and all that stuff. It's, you know, whatever. But to sit down, right, like for 2 hours and watch a movie, I think it's going to be a thing of the past really soon. And, you know, I can't blame them because there's nothing. They don't make good shit anymore. You know, all the good shit on the internet.
It's like it's few and far between, like especially with like blockbusters. You know, I feel like we're now getting into like a different era, like with Dune and, you know, Top Gun, like all these other movies.
I'm shocked that they were able to make that.
Me too. I was blown away. God damn.
I think at the core, it just comes down to seeing good movie. Like people are seeing, like they can recognize real craft now. I think
yes,
people are
they can.
Not trying to be like, oh, these rubes, they didn't get it pre the fucking pandemic. I'm so much fucking smarter than them.
I was pretty surprised that like Dune Part 2, like when I saw it in IMAX, like that theater was sold the fuck out, and that was like 4 or 5 days after. Like,
I thought those days were long gone of people actually going to a movie theater to see something that's not. And, you know, not dissing Marvel. I like Marvel movies too, but you know, not another fucking superhero thing. And like, I was saying this before too to Peyton. You know, back in the day, like the difference between who owns movie studios and stuff like that. You know, they used to just be like coked out of their minds and living vicariously through their crazy action movies. They'd be like, I came up with a crazy idea. Give me $100 million. They'd be like, okay, fucking
don't kill me.
Well, yeah, we were talking about
like summer blockbusters. They used to be like high budget, big summer blockbusters that weren't based on anything. Yeah, you go see, you'd be like, wow, this is blowing me away. Again, it's not based on anything. Like I was just thinking about that movie, The One, with Jet Li.
Oh God,
like
that movie's crazy.
Multiverse movie way before the whole multiverse thing took off. And I'm like, you're never gonna make like a spontaneous movie like that just coming out these days. Like that just does not happen anymore.
Yeah, like and again, like, you know, I've talked to this on the pub before, but like The Nines, you know, with Ryan Reynolds, like who the fuck would make that movie today? Independent creation is always safe because obviously you don't have some asshole.
Independent.
You're telling you how to like, oh, the algorithm doesn't like this scene, so I need you to add this and take that out and all that shit.
Yeah.
I need about 6 more lines of exposition in scene 23.
It's insane. It's insane, like how like Ernest, how those movies came to be. Like Ernest Goes to Jail, we were just watching the other day, and it was just like, what the fuck? Who was who allowed Jim Varney to do this?
Oh, Ernest.
Yeah.
It took him a second. He was like, "Oh yeah, I mean, all those movies, they were made in earnest." No, we're talking about Ernest.
You know, the guy, the commercial guy.
Yeah, I didn't know he was a fucking commercial. You told me that, and I'm like, wait, that's what he's from? He's from a fucking
commercial character, man. He just sold products as he'd be like, hey, it used to be like, it would be like a first person perspective, and like the audience is Vern. So you'd be like, hey, Vern, come here. Like, look at this milk.
Wow.
And that would be it.
And they said this is a series. This is a
Someone said, "Get this guy a fucking movie now,"
and let's have him be a Slinky as well.
Not just one movie. No.
Ernest, let's give him like 5 movies.
Ernest goes to Africa at one point.
His last
that was the one I watched. That was the only one I watched when I was younger. It was crazy.
Oh my god. His last movie was Atlantis, I believe. And
Ernest
they like didn't
I never heard of that one.
Atlantis Lost Empire.
No.
Empire. The Disney movie. He voiced
that's
the
a
character.
pretty underrated flick.
It's a good
agree.
movie. Yeah,
Great movie.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
That should have been in like the that was Disney, right?
That was Disney.
Yes.
Yeah.
That should have been like in like the halls of like that. And what was the space one?
Treasure Planet.
Treasure Planet.
Movie.
2 fucking really
movie.
great movies that no one gave a shit about.
Yeah.
I gotta watch Treasure Planet again.
It's one of my favorites.
I feel like if they came out today, if Treasure Planet and Atlantis had come out in the last decade, I feel like they would have been a lot bigger.
Oh, absolutely. That would have been
just
huge.
given the way that Disney. I know Disney. They had to focus on like they went back to a focus on musicals with like Tangled and Moana and Frozen and all that stuff. But I feel like people were hankering for like an original Disney fantasy stuff, musical or otherwise. So I feel like especially like Atlantis, I think really would have taken off just because it really does feel like an entirely different world. You know, like you're seeing like. And
I remember like when the trailer first came out. Like I must have seen it before like another kids movie in the theater, and like after it ended, it's like they show like a shot of like the eyes lady like putting her hair back in the ocean, and I was like, is this anime? Like Disney making anime?
Princess Mononoke?
I have a weird because I saw that movie. I saw the trailer for that. The first movie I saw in theaters was Emperor's New Groove.
I was just about to say, I could bring that up.
Oh my!
I was 2 years old, and I remember that, like seeing that trailer, being like, "Mom, what the fuck?" Like,
fucking Emperor's New Groove. That was back in the day when DreamWorks was pumping out some really good. That was DreamWorks, right?
No, that was
Disney.
Damn. El Dorado, I think was
El Dorado's Disney. Yeah, no, El Dorado was DreamWorks. Sorry, I got that.
Yeah. And Sinbad, I think that was DreamWorks.
Oh god.
Sinbad is the most snail trail of a movie I have ever seen in my life. By the way,
it's a little slow.
It's a crazy insult.
It's not just because I hate Turbo.
Hot.
But it's got Angelina Jolie.
That's my only point. Is like the villain was
sexy,
somewhat
lady.
Exactly. You know,
awoken something in someone back.
It would have been.
You never know.
It would have been.
She was a Sinbaddy.
It would have been so cool. It would have been so cool to see like a Prince of Persia movie back in the day, like with that animation.
Oh man, that would have been ridiculous.
Sounds like a big Prince of Persia guy back in the day.
We're in a pretty good era for live action game adaptations, you know, but like they need to take more advantage of the animated medium. I think so. I've enjoyed Fallout. Fallout was excellent. I love Fallout.
Right now.
Oh, you mean right now?
No. I'm not talking about Mortal Kombat Annihilation. No, don't fucking worry.
Simon, point at him and laugh. He's a big fan of Dwayne Johnson Doom. He loves it.
You piece of shit.
You fucking asshole.
Dwayne Johnson's Doom. What a fucking film.
So bad.
Closing the set. No, I'm talking like Fallout, Last of Us. Say what you will about Last of Us, whether you love it or not. I think it's a higher quality than what we had for a very long time. I feel
absolutely, but I really like Fallout too. I think Fallout probably is the most successful one, like in terms of making something that's like for the fans and for people who don't play video games. Mm-hmm. But like the thing with The Last of Us, and this is a problem I knew was coming years ago. No matter how good you make The Last of Us show, there's an untranslatable thing from the video game that you're never going to be able to accomplish, and that's actually playing the game. Mm-hmm. Like the character dynamic of Joel and Ellie, when you play it and like you kind of become those characters, like the story is so much more impactful. Like when I was watching the last episode of the TV show, I was just kind of like, well, I guess that happened in the game. I kind of didn't feel anything, but when I played the game, I was like, "Holy shit! This is
dude,
we gotta save Ellie. We gotta fucking save Ellie."
It's like I gotta save Ellie.
Yeah, exactly.
In Joel's shoes.
God damn.
Unfortunately, no matter how hard you try, you're just never gonna capture that. Can you do other things? Like, yeah, totally. But like that's why I liked how Fallout was. It took me a couple episodes to realize it, but it was like in the future of the universe. Like it's basically like a sequel to the Fallout games. Like it's not like they're not remaking like a plot from one of the games. Like they're not. They're
pulling elements from each of the from some of the games, but they're not like flat out. And even like I love that you say that because like the player, like the character of Lucy, she is practically a PC in the game that you would find, right? Like she's the kind of character that you would play in a Fallout game, right? So
that was the thing I was surprised the most about that show is that they really kind of nailed like just like, oh yeah, you have to like smooth talk your way past this, and you see characters doing that. And like they fail sometimes. It's like I love the details like that.
These game ensemble things work, especially I think Fallout also works because it's an ensemble cast and because it's told from so many. You're bouncing between so many different perspectives in that show. You're Maximus, Lucy, the Ghoul, like all that kind of stuff. So I feel like because that makes the world actually feel lived in. You know, a lot of video games is hard to get. A lot of video game adaptations is hard to get immersed in the world because you're following like a protagonist. That's why I'm particularly worried about Netflix is doing this BioShock movie. And
really?
Yeah, Netflix is actually well, because it was supposed to happen like ages ago. It was supposed to be Gore Verbinski I'm pretty sure the script is online somewhere. I haven't read it, but I'm pretty sure it's there. But apparently, I think it's Francis Lawrence who did the really good Hunger Games movies, which was Catching Fire and the recent one. Yeah, and that's my thing is like. But I know we talked about the ending of The Last of Us. I'm not even going to spoil the ending of BioShock for anybody watching this who hasn't played it because it's the twist in BioShock is so good and it only works because like Mike said, like you are the character. You are the protagonist.
You have no voice or anything, you know.
Yeah, and it makes that twist that happens near the end of the game hit 10 times harder because you feel like it's you. So if they make that character a character with agency, like is it going to be the exact same? I don't know. I don't know if it'll be the exact same thing. It's like
genuinely vote of no confidence on that fucking BioShock stuff.
Yeah,
I want to believe. Yeah. I want to believe. So
they're going to really have to fucking knock it out of the park to like come close.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
You're gonna need to like make that. It's gonna be a lot,
especially if it's successful and they move into Infinite and they move into like Infinite as well, and they have to adapt if they have to do Rapture and then Columbia. Like you're gonna have to like BioShock's the kind of thing that deserves like a Dune scale budget because if you want to bring Rapture to life in its full glory, like. You have, I hope it gets the treatment it deserves because we're in a pretty good era. Like, even like we were joking about this before we got on, like the Sonic live action stuff. Like, it's not great, but it's entertaining. Like, I can have fun watching it. You know, it's like
I have faith. I have faith for the new one. They said they're going to lower dump it, so I was like, you know what, fine.
Like, I think I was just saying this off stream once too. As like goofy as those Sonic movies are, like if I was a kid. And those movies came out, like my fucking head would have exploded. Like Sonic the Hedgehog, a movie, like would have
like that whole ending, like that third act of Sonic 2. As a kid, I would have been like, "What the fuck?" Like Knuckles and Tails and Sonic are fighting.
Yeah, exactly.
Fighting Eggman on screen. You know, it's like I felt that. Like even though I'm 22 years old, and I still felt like that burst because I grew up with those games, right? So it's like,
oh man, I remember when I was a kid and the first Sonic Adventure came out for the Dreamcast, and like I was so excited because like Knuckles was my favorite character, and like I'd never heard him talk before. Like Knuckles had a voice line and like anything, and then like he gets to the scene where he first meets Knuckles, and he goes, "Stop right there, Sonic!
Stop right there, Sonic!"
And I'm like, "Yeah!"
And then you get the terrible stationary pose. Stop right there.
Stop right there. The little bat like animated.
And the tense fight where he's like, "Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh no. Oh no. Give me your best. Oh no."
I know like there was like some Japanese lines that like they just didn't translate for some reason. Like I know there were times where like Robotnik would say like "Yosh." And like that's Japanese. Like it just left it in there.
I always thought that was just Dean Bristow getting freaky with it on the mic. You know, nobody could match his freak on the mic.
Oh shit!
Oh hell no!
Yosh loves his job. Loves it. First Sonic Adventure is so bad. I'm sorry.
I just played it.
It is fun. It's like fun bad, but like it's so bad.
Oh, when it came out, like
a good game.
when that first came out on the Dreamcast, like it was mind blowing. Like Sonic in 3D, it was nuts.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And
it was like,
God, it must have been weird to be like alive at that point though. Like when like 3D like games started to be a thing, like third person. It was crazy, man.
There's
like,
I hate to navigate. I hate to say it like this because it sounds like I'm doing like, oh, the back of my day, everything was better argument. But if you were born in the late 80s, early 90s, we were kind of spoiled because every 1 to 2 years there was these massive like jumps in gaming technology, from like the Genesis to PlayStation 2 to Xbox 360. It was like every 2 to 3 years. It was like, holy shit, video games, it's never going to stop. And then ever since like PS4 era, it's like everything.
This looks a little better.
It looks a little better, I guess. Why should I spend $500 on this?
I mean, that's why I kind of think Nintendo, like if like with the whole like Super Switch thing that they got coming out, probably like if that like because they say it's gonna be like on the level of, like PS4 and shit. And I'm just like, if that happens, then it's just like, what's the point of buying any other console at that point? Like if Nintendo's gonna have like.
I don't get why Nintendo. Is there a reason why Nintendo, like, it seems like they're making the conscious decision to be way like behind all the other people in terms
because
of,
they're more focused on like the physical aspects of playing games rather than like the improve. Like, I feel like the whole idea with the Switch, like being able to like just like put it in this dock and play it on TV and then just taking it out and playing it with you anywhere.
They like having a gimmick. They like being catered to like
And I think the reason they impose the gimmick onto it is because it encourages creativity just in the games themselves. You know, it's like you look at Mario Galaxy back on the Wii. Like that game is built 100% with that Wiimote in mind. And say what you will about motion controls, the game is fantastic and it's built because it's built. Other companies like you see Xbox try to do the fucking Kinect, and you're like, I'm playing. My hand's over here, Kinect. Why am I stationary posing the entire time? What the fuck? I'm playing Kinect Adventures, trying to hit all these fucking medals, brother. What are you doing?
No, I remember, like we were just saying, like the Wiimote, like there were games like they gave up, like with this kind of gimmick. But like games that were like utilizing the Wiimote, like the little speaker on the inside, like and it would interact with the game. Like there was a Silent Hill game for the Wii. And it was like the motion control was great because your hand is the flashlight, so that was fucking cool. And it's like there was a cell phone in the game, and anytime like you listen to like an audio tape, like you put the Wii remote to your ear to listen to it. I'm like, the Wii phone is real. PS4 try doing that with the speaker and the remote, and like have like stuff come out of it to like it's interacting with the game. And they just kind of gave up on. I was just say
the Wii was like the last shred of human innovation. I'm very convinced.
That was look back on a big. I guess you guys were like 5 years old when that happened.
No, I was about 10, actually.
I was 5. I was 5 years old when the Wii.
That was
when I first saw it. I was like, oh, like
such a big deal, man. That was the thing that made like video games like a household thing. It's like your grandparents bought a Wii. It's like what?
Yep.
Like,
bowling every night with the family.
It's
like
Wii
bowling.
The
Wii bowling. Oh my god.
The family baseball tournaments went crazy.
That
punches were thrown.
Yeah, maybe that was the last bit of like true innovation in like anything.
Well, the Switch in its own way is innovative. The Switch in its own way is innovative, I think.
You never played the milking mini game with the Joy-Cons, bro? You never played that one, bro? That's the best one. You just stand there going like this, and you stare at your guy, and just like,
yep.
There is
I score.
Oh man, what was it called? Oh yeah, there is an innovation that is they tried with video games that I really think it could be the new thing, but no one is doing it right, and that's VR. It's like 99% bullshit. But I played Half-Life Alyx on a VR without a tether. Yep. It was like a remote connection, so the wire wasn't wrapping around me. I was like, this feels like how video games used to feel when they were new. Like when Xbox 360 came out and like everything was better. I was like, holy fuck, man, I'm actually ducking for cover and like, it feels so cool. But no one else did anything. Like
most
the rest
VR
of the ones were good, but you need a PSVR for that, and that's a huge.
I was gonna say because I have like a Quest 2, like one of those like Oculus like Quest things.
Yeah, that's what I got.
And I've played this game. I Expect You to Die. That is one of the most
fantastic game
ever.
It's amazing.
Like because it's literally Simon. It's literally just like you're just a spy and you're in like a chair or whatever. And you have to like just like do like puzzles and like try to find your way out of something.
Yeah,
it's like a spy.
It's an escape room game.
Yeah, escape room is the best way to put it.
Fucking C-3PO himself, Anthony Daniels, is like your guy in the chair, kind of like.
That's okay. I had no idea about this.
Oh, that's a great.
It's incredible, fantastic.
Well, yeah, like because really, when you look at it, honestly, I haven't mentioned escape room because I was just watching. Jenny Nicholson just posted this video about the Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser Hotel and how it's like this RP thing. It's like this role play thing. It's like has elements of escape room, but it's not fully committed. Like games should look at escape rooms like for that level of immersion, honestly, because like
that's why especially feel cool.
Yeah, they do. Like you feel it's collaborative. You feel like you're actually moving towards a goal in mind. It's like I found a key, and like it literally is like that classic like video game serotonin you get when you play like Wind Waker and you find a chest full of fucking rupees. It's I literally found a chest full of jewels. I can't take it, but like it's here and I can do it. Right?
I actually I worked at a escape room place one time.
Oh god,
and
so
the weirdest fucking thing. It was a cool thing because it was like it was interactive to the point where it's like you press a button and like a thing comes out of the wall, like a computer.
That's
like,
awesome.
It was really an in-depth kind of thing. And my job was basically just like to reset the room and to be on like the loudspeaker listening in. If someone says like, I don't know what to do, I'd be like, here's a hint. And so one day they go, hey, this next group that's coming in, they're one of the players is planning to propose to their wife.
Oh god!
In the game, and like the way that we're gonna do it is like we're gonna hide a letter in like one of the boxes they unlock, and it's gonna be like his proposal. So don't fuck it up. And I'm like, okay,
that's so much pressure. Holy,
that is so much pressure.
And it's
holy
like they get to the point, and like I'm watching them through like a security feed camera, and it's like it was a lesbian. So the girl gets down on her knee. It goes. She says something about like you know, the teamwork in this escape room. I want this teamwork for the rest of our lives. Will you marry me?
Oh my god!
And she goes, yes. And then like after they hug, and then they go, so let's finish the room, I guess.
You think that'd be at the end? Wait a minute.
I know. I was gonna say, stay for the end.
I quit shortly after that.
That is
that was what did it. You're just like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, I was like, this is a little too much for me.
Fine, I can't be sitting here fucking Five Nights at Freddy's for wedding proposals anymore.
Oh my god,
I can't
That's
do
exactly
it
what it was like. Monitors and like,
like just like head this hands like. God,
shutting the door, opening
the door. Damn it!
Don't leave me here.
Don't leave me here.
There's so many people like almost every day. Someone's like, well, "What happens if we really want to leave?" And I'm like, "We're not actually locking you in."
I was gonna say it's like we used to leave.
Like, are you fucking stupid? You could open the door and leave.
throw up the X. We'll take you out. It's not hard.
That's amazing.
All right. And if it is fine with the table here, we're going to move on to another segment.
Do it.
We are doing what we got, folks.
Oh no!
What's that?
What we got. So basically, what it is we reach into our pockets, we pull out whatever we have, and we put it in the table. No, I'm joking. We don't do that.
I was about to say what?
I got a dead rat. If you want that,
I got a quarter.
So
let's see that rat.
So basically, what this is, Mike, this is basically whatever we've been watching, whether it be a movie or a TV show, whatever. We'll bring it and we'll talk about it, basically. So
nice.
I have my thing. If I may go first.
Go for it, brother.
How about this? At the end, we'll let Mike decide which movie he thinks is the best one.
I like that. There you go. I like that. His own, whatever he brings it.
His own. The Teletubbies.
Spider Dub.
Green Man blows bubble.
Yeah. Oh god.
Ernest blows a bubble.
Ernest.
There ain't no bubbles. I ain't fucking watching.
Oh god.
I have brought to the table a film that I saw just last night.
Uh-oh.
I saw Furiosa.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to see that.
It's good.
I
will not be going into any spoilers, don't you worry. But I will tell you this right now.
Yeah.
These fucking kids, man, in my theater. I don't know who they were with.
Oh my god, you were telling me about this.
I was gonna say, because here's the thing. I don't have these experiences a whole lot with like people talking in movie theaters usually, because the theater I usually go to is usually just like, all right, people are just kind of chill here. I went to this one because it was just reopening. And I was just like, oh yeah, I'll go back to this. It was a nice theater and everything. And it's a good theater still, but like these 5 kids, they were like probably 10 to 12, and I'm just like, first off, how'd you get in here? It's an R-rated movie. You're not with anyone. Like
nobody cares.
But exactly, who cares?
At this point in time,
like,
nobody cares.
They're just like giggling about stupid shit the entire movie. One kid literally just said, "Fuck the Sigma," and I'm just like, I'm gonna fucking
fuck the Sigma.
What the Sigma?
That's what we were talking about. Skibbity toilet brain. Skibbity toilet.
Yeah, it's just that shit. They were saying like fucking 4 big
you can tell it's brain rot because they don't even know the joke or anything. They're just saying it because they heard it somewhere.
He just goes like he's literally just saying, talking at like the quietest parts, and I'm just like, I'm going to hurt these kids.
Not to derail your conversation, but that is I cannot stand going to the movie theaters anymore. I despise it.
It's difficult sometimes.
Every time for me. Every time I go, I'm like, some asshole is chewing his food. Like someone's
buttery.
Big fat guy sitting in front of me, and I can't see. I gotta piss, and I'm gonna miss a really important part of the movie. I'm so fucking over it. When COVID happened and they were releasing movies on HBO Max, I was like, yes, like, thank God for COVID. I hope they bring that
because
back.
I think, oh my god, I think it was when like I do kind of get that because when I saw the Batman in theaters, I had to piss for like the entire last hour, and I'm just like, I don't want to get up. I'm just, god damn it,
enjoying it too much.
I want to be able to pause it and like sleep and jerk off or something.
Exactly.
You know how hard that is to do in the theater.
Like said, but everybody's fucking
not even Pee-wee can get away with that shit, man. God damn. God damn.
Ernest commits a crime in the fucking theater. God damn it.
But regardless of that experience that I had, this movie was it was quite good. I will say this about Mad Max. I'm not the biggest fan of the movies. I liked Fury Road. I just liked it. I didn't love it like everyone else did, but I respected the hell out of how it was made. And how because that movie, I don't think you could ever make that movie anymore. The way that they did that is like that's insane.
No, yeah.
Like, unless you're George Miller.
Well, exactly. I mean, like, you know, Tom Hardy wanted to like fucking kill him at some point. Charlize Theron was going "fuck you," and like it was hot every day. I'm like, yeah, I would not be able to do that. So, but I gotta say, man, this movie was it was quite good. I think story wise, it's a lot better than Fury Road in my opinion. I do think the action was a bit better.
It does look cheaper.
It is. It's definitely was not made the same way. It was definitely like he definitely did the best he could, though. Obviously, to emulate that style, and you can tell it's a George Miller film. It doesn't feel like someone else was at the helm going like,
and I was like, this guy made Happy Feet 2. I knew he made Happy Feet 2.
What a weird director, man. Babe Pig in the City.
Real?
Yeah, he made Happy Feet 1 and 2.
What the fuck?
He directed Babe Pig in the City. He directed like
those movies are abysmal.
Happy Feet, yeah, they're not good. They're weird.
Oh, I'm bringing them to the table next week, brother.
Oh no!
Don't you fucking dare! Honestly, you'll have less fingers than you started with. We are not doing Happy Feet, bro.
Oh my god,
claw, brother.
That is so bad.
Here's what we'll do: we'll watch Happy Feet on mute, and we'll just dub it.
We'll just sit there with our hands like.
Yes.
I can't hear it.
I can't hear it. Where's the music?
I want to hear his little tappy feet.
Yeah, man. I will say, so first off, this movie's a lot longer than Fury Road. Fury Road was like an hour and 40 minutes. This is like 2 hours and 20 minutes.
It was a doozy.
I was a bit surprised actually by how long it took for us to. I mean, this is a very minor spoiler right here, but like it kind of goes over Furios's like whole like life for a minute. Like she's not Anya Taylor-Joy until like way later. It's kind of crazy actually.
Bold.
Very bold.
Yeah,
but I gotta say, the best part of this movie was Chris Hemsworth. He was just a complete cartoon in the movie. He was so fucking funny. Like,
no!
Yeah, he's just
he's so fucking good. Like it doesn't make sense. Like when Thor was coming out, I'm like, how the fuck is anyone gonna take the role of Thor seriously? And he took it so fucking seriously. As goofy as it is, he's like, I am Thor. I was like,
exactly. Like that was like the idea. Like he was just like, this is just who I am. Like everyone else thought it was goofy.
Think about like that scene in Infinity War where it's just him and Rob. Like think of the ridiculousness of this. In Avengers Infinity War, which features over 25 superheroes, Thor talking to a talking raccoon in an escape pod is arguably the most emotionally resonant one of the emotionally resonant scenes in the whole movie. Like
Yep. And I gotta say, man, so you know, like in the trailer, like he has like a red beard and red hair for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How that happens is so fucking funny because it means nothing, but they make this whole plot for it. This whole like 5-minute ordeal. It's so funny. I don't want to spoil it because it's really funny. But
bro bit into the fruit gusher pack and it just went.
No, legit, man. Like
that's awesome.
And I gotta say, man, Anya Taylor-Joy, I was really surprised how much she like acted like Charlize Theron in this. Like I was just thinking, like, all right, she's just gonna play, you know, what she usually does, but like mannerisms, voice, like everything, like she had that like locked down. Like I was shocked by that.
I saw people saying that there's I don't know anything, but I saw people saying that there was one scene in the movie where they literally thought it was Charlize Theron for some reason.
Oh yeah, no, there's a few scenes
thought it.
Where she's got like the buzz cut and everything, and like the black like ink and everything. Like I was like,
I see.
Oh, shit. And I'll tell you this, man. I'm a big fan of the Mad Max game that they released for like the PS4 and the Xbox. I love that game, and this movie felt a lot like the game in many ways because it's like, you know, Gas Town and all this other crazy shit about the lore. It's just like, God, this is fucking nuts. Like George Miller's a fucking weirdo, man.
Mad Max has the greatest character in place names of all time. The villain of the second Mad Max movie is Lord Humongous. Like you can't come up with that. Who comes up with that?
No,
Strongo.
Yeah.
Scrotus.
Oh God. Like, and I love George Miller's whole like philosophy behind like lore and shit. He just goes like, I don't know what the fuck that is. Like that just happens in the movie. Like who cares? Like,
he's like in his 70s or 80s now, right?
Oh, he's old, man. Like he's old.
71, I think.
And that's the thing too. Like with older directors like this, when they make a movie nowadays, it's like, man, there is so like you can just tell like this doesn't feel like it was made today. Like it does feel like it was made today, but it just like
there's integrity.
Yeah, like there's like something weird about it. It's like there's no one else would make this today.
That's the beauty of filmmaking. It's like it came from someone's head. Like
that Coppola movie right now that like premiered at Cannes with Adam Driver. Like fascinating. It sounds fucking insane. Like,
you know what? It looks like a fucking train wreck, but like there are good train wrecks sometimes.
Oh, I can't wait. It looks so insane. Like Adam Driver talks to a person in the audience.
In the audience.
Like, what? That's great. Like, God,
I'm gonna ask him terrible questions. What do you think of Skibidi Toilet?
No, it's like, oh, it's fascinating. He's just like talking. But no, man. This I think it does drag a little bit. I'll tell you that it does. Like a little towards the end. It's just kind of like, all right, can we speed things up a little? Like, but like. Regardless, man, like I think if you like the Mad Max movies, this will just be like you're right at home with this one. Like it's again, it's really good character, really good acting. There is one character that's in the movie who literally just looks like Solid Snake. I'm just like, who's this guy? Like this guy just looks like Snake. Yeah, literally. I'm just like, wait, who the fuck is this guy?
Hater's his name.
Yeah, David Hayter. Yeah,
David Hayter.
Yeah.
David Hayter.
Colonel. Rumble. Writer of fucking X-Men.
Scrotus.
Yeah.
Psycho Scrotus.
Yeah. It is too.
Mungus the Bungus.
Half of the supporting cast of Fury Road is also in this movie, which is kind of cool.
Let's go.
Like,
oh, really? I didn't even clock that. That's cool.
You see in the trailer, you see what's his name, the fucking villain.
Immortan Joe.
Immortan Joe. Yeah, he's in the movie for like I don't know if it's the same guy or not. I forget, but like he did look a bit younger. Yeah, it's a prequel, so it's
actually, I'm pretty sure the guy who played Immortan Joe in Fury Road passed away. So I think it actually is.
Are you sure?
Yeah, damn. I'm 90. Let me.
Oh damn, I'm upset now.
Letterboxed it.
But yeah,
I imagine he died. I'm headcanon that the actor died the exact same way he dies in Fury Road.
You guys, Joel ripped out. Gets into a car accident.
Yeah. But no, this again, the action though in this movie, it's great. I do think the effects were a bit better than the last one, but regardless, it's still got some style, still got some pizzazz. It's fantastic. I think if you're a Fury Road fan, if you're a Mad Max fan, I think you'll be right at home with this one. I do think I like it more than Fury Road, like I said. I was more invested in like the story and the characters. And like I said, Chris Hemsworth is just so insane in this. Like
That's good to know.
And how like that whole thing ends between them is like one of the fucking most insane things ever. Like it's very like kind of subtle. It's not like a crazy like blah thing, but it's just like, oh, what the fuck? Like it's that. It's very just like, like. But yes, I will give it a I don't know. I'll give it a 7 out of 11.
It's not a great score.
It's a great score. Oh, well, I mean, yeah.
Kind of like mid.
Right.
It's kind of mid.
I guess, yeah, if you add the extra number, it's like, okay, yeah. We'll go 8.5, 0.7 out of 10. Yeah.
You can't go up any higher to the next number after 8.5, because if you do, then it's just going to be a little cringe.
It's over. Simon, what did you bring to the table this fine evening?
Oh God, I have to finish it off. Oh God.
You're finishing, man.
No, Mike's gonna bust out a random.
We got Mike actually. Yeah,
we'll get something up my sleeve.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Oh shit!
Like then.
He has an ace up his sleeve. Smoking aces. 2002.
Abracadabras.
I'm bringing a movie that, no joke, is probably in my top 5 favorite films of all time. I rewatched it last night. I make a point to watch it at least once a year. It's a long movie. It's a long movie, which is why I make a point of watching it once a year. But it's my favorite Quentin Tarantino picture. It is Django Unchained, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. Where do I even start? Because like I watched this movie a handful of times over the last few years. Like I remember I caught some of it. I remember my parents were watching like because my parents don't do movie theaters that often. They rented it after it came out like on digital and shit like that back like in 2013. And I walked in during the Mandingo fight scene, which like traumatized me, and I never watched it again. I didn't watch the movie for like 4 years after that. Every time I watch it, I'm kind of like, I feel like I have a similar journey where I go like, this movie is definitely way too long, but I can't pinpoint a single moment from this movie that I'd cut. Like there's not a single moment of it. It's an epic. It's this like odyssey through this guy's like a year of this guy's life and his pursuit of freedom and his friendship with King Schultz, which I still think is Christoph Waltz's like best performance. I still think it's my favorite.
Oh, 100%.
Even more than Hans Landa. Like I think it's just like such a lovable character, such a it seems like a very that's what I think what's great about it, is that this movie it's similar to a lot of the Tarantino stuff. Like it's a very simple premise, but it's just maximalized like for emotional potential and just like visuals. Obviously, when people get shot in this movie, blood and limbs go flying fucking everywhere. You see hair get torn off people's bodies.
I was gonna say it's refreshing as hell in some of those movies, especially Tarantino. Like when you see like blood packets like explode, it's so cool.
You can't beat Squibs.
No, not even.
No,
I follow a Twitter page that's like just squibs from like random movies, and it's like, no matter how shitty the movie is, when someone gets shot, it's like, that looked good.
I felt it. Bam! I felt that in my chest. You know,
it's like bullets don't work like that. it's way cooler.
It's like a Mortal Kombat fatality when they cough up like 25 rib cages. You know, it's like that's not how the human.
I was gonna say body works. That's a thing. Like a lot of movies try to like they'll sometimes do that. Like, oh, we got to go realistic with like these like the stabbings or the shootings or whatever. But it's just like, if you do that, it's not fun. Like, I mean, you see like security cam footage of a guy like, getting shot or whatever. You just like, they kind of just fall down and they're just, it's
it works depending on the vibe. Explosion. Like the vibe you're going for is really what matters. Like Tarantino's always going for a very pulpy, like big explosive sort of vibe. Like look at Kill Bill. Like look at the final fight scene of Kill Bill Volume 1. Like that's pure like action, like pulp. It's
I want to know what the studio thought of Tarantino when he just said, so I want to have this whole like 20-minute sequence where it's just anime.
Genre defined, revolutionary moment,
incredible scene, man.
Like one of the coolest introductions to a character of all time. Django is also no secret. It doesn't quite do the visual flair in that regard, but
Django needed more anime.
I agree. They needed to go an Afro Samurai approach with it. You know, it really needed to go that. I mean, they both have Samuel L. Jackson. So, by the way, speaking of Samuel L. Jackson, this is also one of his most underrated performances in this movie. He's such a fucking piece of shit in this.
He's like Uncle Ruckus from Boondocks.
I was gonna say, yeah, really.
That's so accurate.
These dang black folks always causing trouble.
I'm gonna pull you off that horse. I can't. You know,
I can't probably do Uncle Ruckus without being offensive. I can't do.
Yeah, I can't do his character either without being offensive because he's saying.
Because do you remember Uncle Ruckus when he said?
Yeah, exactly.
No, this can't be. This can't be.
No, this can't be. I must be dreaming. Oh my god! It really worked. This actually works.
By the way, I'm not a memory. I'm a ghost.
I'm not a backstory. I died. Just out shortly after you left.
Holy shit.
Best show ever.
I love the recontextualizing of like the Deep South as a Western. Like using that setting because it really does fit for that time period. It has some of the most satisfying moments. Like whenever I rewatch this movie, that scene when he finds the Brittle brothers who sold him off and him and his wife, and he just whips the ever living shit out of one of those Brittle brothers. It's like it's one of the greatest, one of my favorite, like one of the most satisfying scenes I've ever seen in a
It's the shot of him with like the blue like suit also,
and
like,
the steam and his steam blast in the background. It's such a triumphant. Like again, it feels like a movie that really could have been made like in like the 70s, you know, like or like even earlier than that, you know. Like it just feels. I think that's why Tarantino's movies stick because they feel like very classic, but they have evolved with the times, but they still feel very classic. I don't know. Like again, there are some issues with it. Like yeah, it's definitely a little too long. You probably could have cut a certain parts of the film. But I have absolutely no problem. I think it's an experience. I was watching it usually because I was watching it with my friend Claire, who her and I we do weekly movies every week. We meet up on Discord and do that. And usually like we're talking back and forth, we're kind of riffing, even movies that we haven't seen. This one I noticed like for a solid 25 minutes, I just didn't say anything because I was just completely locked into it. And that's what movies are all about, right? It's like completely transported, especially because it's such a realistic, it's a real time, just presented in such a wholly unique way. I love it. It's one of my favorite movies of all time.
I was gonna say we were when me and Zane were watching Chronicle the other night.
Oh no!
I know Mike's opinion of Chronicle.
One of the worst movie theater experiences of my life, man.
Oh my god!
What does that mean? What's the context there?
Oh boy,
it sucks. That's the context.
So yeah, you guys watched that I think when it came out, right? And you reviewed it. You and Eric did.
Yeah.
And I remember like watching that and just being like, oh, they really don't like this. Damn. I love this though. That's weird. Oh no. What did they say? And then I'm like, just like, okay, I get why. I just don't agree. So it's like, all right.
Just watch Akira, man. It's much better.
True. Yeah, is a lot better.
Yeah, you're cooking.
Then again, we did watch the director's cut of Chronicle, so I was just like, okay.
How could they have possibly?
I don't know.
Release the Trank cut.
Oh my god, Josh Trank is now like, I think he's probably just in a rehab center on.
He destroyed his career all by himself.
Fantastic Four, man.
What a picture! What a picture!
Well, it's I respect the integrity a little bit when he said like, guys, they fucked up my movie. And I'm like, yeah, they did, but you really shouldn't have said that.
Like, Fox, it's like, bro, Fox literally gave you Chronicle on a silver platter.
Yeah. Fucking dummy.
Why did I bring up? Oh yeah, because I was gonna say like when we were watching Chronicle, like we were like invested, like we were like not really talking too much towards the end. We were like, oh shit, like god damn, this is kind of crazy, and
it's a spectacle at the end. The end of that movie is a spectacle. Like,
yeah,
it's insane.
I feel like the first-person camera thing probably was not necessary.
It is a little weird towards the end because it's just like, okay, which camera is this?
It's like, yeah, what are we? And it's like,
well, it's because he grabs all the phones.
Like, he's got all the cell phones filming.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why is he doing that? Like,
because it makes a barrier. I don't know.
Is that why he did that? Because
I think it's more he hides behind the camera anyway, so like that's just his character thing. Like he views himself like a god.
I just love why I'd be like, this movie was a spectacle, man. We enjoyed it so much, and Mike's like, why the fuck did this happen? It's like,
everybody's
wasn't
got their
there.
own opinions.
Oh no, exactly. No,
Yeah,
exactly.
no, it was so funny though. I wasn't even there when we watched it.
Really sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd never seen it. I probably never will.
What is your ranking, Simon, of
For
Django?
Django, oh, I give it a solid 11 out of 11. You know,
I think it is a perfect 10 movie.
2
Yeah,
buckets of popcorn.
Oh my god.
At least
bags of
2.
soda. 2 bags of soda.
Yeah, bags of soda. Was that a thing?
One of those like 2-person deals where it's like a large popcorn and 2 drinks. There you go. That's what you get.
Was that fucking what the hell's his name? Not Tim and Eric, but the other guy.
Greg Turkington?
Yeah. Back when he was doing the reviews and everything. Oh my god. I give it a 7-bagger.
7 bags of popcorn.
I give it 2 ounces.
That's so much popcorn. That would be sickening.
Oh my god.
Oh. Anyway.
Yes.
Donut man.
All right, listen, everyone, shut the fuck up because I'm about to blow your dicks off. Watch this. All right, so
I'm gonna lose my shit.
No.
He's gonna say
I would never succumb myself to a terrible animated movie. Anyway, Garfield: A Tale of Two Kitties is my movie. So the only reason we're watching this today is because the Garfield movie came out recently.
Oh god.
And I watched the first one not too long ago, and I thought, you know what, I might as well watch the second one
But
again.
you're bringing the second one specifically.
So we're bringing specifically the second one because it is so. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I was searching up like pictures of the posters, and like the third image on Google Images was a picture of Nostalgia Critic. There he is. There he is.
That would have
so
made me
random.
double take too.
He's in the movie. He's in the movie.
A cat credit card.
A lasagna credit card.
I think every movie should just have Doug Walker just show up and just be like, what the fuck?
Have him do a monologue about how the wall sucks for some reason because he just.
Oh my god.
Okay, I genuinely think the second one is better than the first one because I rewatched the first one, and it is one of the most abysmal movies I've ever seen in my life. John is a terrible cat owner, and he keeps losing this fucking cat. It happens in this one again because the whole plot of this movie is that he swaps with
identical Garfield.
Identical. That's actually genius, though. That saves so much production time. They could just use the same model for the fucking animation. It's also really weird that Garfield
somewhere.
They're already lazy as fuck because they don't animate Odie or Nermal or any
That's what I was about to say. Yeah, I was about to say, like, it's really weird that Garfield is the only animated one. And, like, everything else is just a talking animal. So it's like, it's just weird.
Lame. Like, damn.
Sucks.
Kids are not gonna care. Kids won't care. Just fucking do it.
But I will say, like, this plot is so ludicrous and like so different from the first one that I actually enjoyed it more. And also, I really like Billy Connolly. He's a great comedian, and he was a greatest part of this movie.
Did you find it offensive at all, being from your native land?
Yeah.
I fucking hate the trope that when they go to the UK, it's like really posh. Like, it's definitely not like. It's like, we should go to the UK. Look at your majesty. I'm like,
was that a family transition there? That was a straight family.
Yeah. It's like that time I went to Buckingham Palace.
Yeah. It's like you just go to England and you just be like, oh wow, this is really nice. Stab, like, or beaten up or something like that. Just like some random blood.
No one's like that. Not even the royal family's like that anymore. It's I don't know. I don't get it.
I was expecting Prince Charles to jump out and stab me in the ribs. You know, it would have been absolutely terrible.
I don't have a lot to say, to be honest. I just wanted to talk about Garfield.
Awesome. What was your favorite part of the movie? What was your favorite part of the movie other than Billy Connolly?
Just anything Billy Connolly was doing. I mean,
what's your favorite part about the movie other than Billy Connolly? Billy Connolly.
What about the lasagna?
Simon, they have a whole lasagna scene where the bulldog is like, Your Majesty, we're making a lasagna, and then Pump It by Black Eyed Peas starts playing, and then they all start dancing and shit. Oh, it's one of the best movies ever
You just
made.
described the greatest cinematic masterpiece of all time. That's what I heard.
Didn't Bill Murray was it true that Bill Murray only signed on for Garfield because he thought it was directed by the Coen brothers?
Yes.
Yep.
That sounds like a stupid mistake on his part.
Well,
he
because
really
it was like
thinks, the Coen brothers are going to direct.
Well, hang
Garfield.
on. It was hang on.
It's one of the only
Garfield
nostalgia critic bits that's
director.
actually funny. Is the beginning of his Garfield review. He does Garfield if it was made by the Coen brothers. It's one of the only funny bits of modern nostalgia critic. Honestly, the only funny thing.
So it was directed by fucking. Yeah, it was directed by a guy named Joel Coen, but it wasn't the Joel Coen from the Coen brothers. It was a different guy.
Completely different.
Oh, that is an easy mistake.
That's really funny though.
A point where he's like, Garfield? Really?
Yes. He gets on the stage and he's just like
When you really think about it, how the fuck is Garfield getting feature films? It's a comic strip where he eats lasagna.
Insanely marketable character. Even in the 80s and the 90s, it was just like Garfield mugs, Garfield shirts, Garfield
It is
dolls.
crazy how timeless that character is because the kids still like Garfield now.
I like Garfield. Yeah.
Has anybody here seen the Super Eye Patch Wolf video? What the internet did to Garfield?
No.
Absolutely fantastic. It examines why
What
Garfield
they
is
do
so
to Garfield.
Look how they massacred my boy.
He talks about I'm sorry, John, and all that stuff, the Eldritch.
Oh my god!
Dude, do you not know what? Do you know what I'm sorry, John is?
I know it. It's like that subreddit where it's Garfield looking like fucking the Leviathan or something, right?
It's like
Touch made that, right?
I think so. Yeah. It was.
I know what you're talking about.
He was a creator. It's like Lovecraftian Garfield just tormenting John for all eternity, in all sorts of various forms. Somebody made a sprite-based video game out of it with 6 different forms of Lovecraftian Garfield.
God.
It's kind of insane, honestly.
I was gonna say that they I want to see a live-action version adaptation of Garfield: His 9 Lives, that fucking.
And 9 times in the film.
No, it's this book that was written by fucking what's his name, the writer of Garfield.
John Arbuckle? Wait, no, that's his own.
No, that's the guy.
The actual, yeah.
But no, it's literally just an anthology about Garfield in really horrifying situation. He kills a lady or something.
What?
He becomes a fucking beast or something, a fucking real tiger or something, and he just murders a lady. What the?
That's
It's a weird book, man.
It sounds amazing.
It's kind of like Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, but Garfield.
It's kind of like Krusty Krab, the Secret Formula webcomic.
Don't talk about that. Not here.
I do want to mention very slowly before I end off here that the bulldog in question that helps out Garfield in the palace. Wyatt, guess who voices this fucking dog?
I'm gonna guess Jeffrey Epstein. Yeah.
You'd think it would be someone.
Will
British.
Ferrell or something. Or maybe, whatever.
They're not even British.
Oh, God. Who is it?
Bob Hoskins is the dog.
Wait, I thought he was.
And I was like, is he?
On his
I think he is British, yeah. I think Bob Hoskins is British. He just
What?
in his accent.
Exposed.
I didn't know. I had no recollection of this. This is bizarre.
Film director. He is English.
Not a real country.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Exposed.
Because there's no movie where he's British except for that movie, probably.
Okay, well there you go.
There you go.
Yeah, no. Don't watch it.
Cool.
Just don't.
I'm
No
gonna watch
shit,
it
really?
right now.
Holy fuck! I was gonna spend my whole day watching all the Garfield live action movies. Cass, thanks for warning me.
All 2 of them.
Yeah.
And then watch Garfield Gets Real. And then you'll be set.
Garfield's Pet Force, brother.
I was gonna say that's what I meant when I
man.
said kids like Garfield still, because they do those weird CGI specials and shows.
Oh yeah.
And it's how many stars?
It's weird.
How many stars?
I'll give it 1 pasta slice out of 19.
19.
One
damn.
pasta slice? He's slicing his pasta?
He's slicing it the long way.
Yeah, you get
You have to
the slices of pasta.
Oh, yeah,
You
okay.
have to
I
hold the
thought you were
onion.
cooking full pasta and
I
cutting
was
it
gonna
with a
say,
knife.
you know how people some assholes will just break pasta before boiling it? Someone just slices down the individual.
Some assholes, like my dad.
Oh. He's gonna listen to this, you know that. No, I'm sure.
No, fuck no, he's not.
No. All right.
Hey, too loud, bro.
What
All
have
right.
you brought?
Too loud, bro.
Well, let me smoke another cigarette before
Oh,
I
yeah, here we go.
Boys, you know what I'm saying? You know, you ever watch Sin City? This is that, but with more color on the screen.
They invented cigarettes.
That's a good one.
So I thought about it really hard when you asked me to be on this show, and it's going to be a TV show, but I classify it as a movie because when anybody asks me like, "What's your favorite movie?" one thing always pops to my head, and that is Twin Peaks: The Return. Twin Peaks.
Oh my god!
This is not hyperbole. I'm not exaggerating. I think it's the best thing I've ever seen. Like easily the best thing I've ever seen. When that was airing on TV,
yeah.
Like, when I think back to that time, like it feels like I'm dreaming. Like it's like that was such an incredible fucking time for television, where it's like for an hour you're gonna see stuff like you never see coming. You're either gonna like be laughing your ass off, or there's gonna be some kind of cosmic horror from another dimension. And David Lynch, I love that man so fucking much.
He's so cool.
He doesn't waste a fucking second of screen time. Like there'll be like there's a scene where some guy sweeps up a floor for like a solid minute and a half. And like I'm like, this is amazing.
This is real cinema right here, baby.
It's like dripping. It's like it's pure like what I would classify as like just pure creativity. It's what the entire genre of art should be, is that when David Lynch wants to make something, he's like, I'm just going to do it. Like, I don't care that this doesn't make any fucking sense. I don't care if people are going to feel like their time is wasted. I want to do this crazy fucking thing, and you're not going to stop me. Before it came out, there was actually a pretty interesting debacle where they announced that he was going to come back and do another season of Twin Peaks 25 years later, which was a big deal because in the original show, someone says, I'll see you again in 25 years. And then it happened. And it right off the bat, Showtime tried fucking with them. They were like, okay, we'll make the show. You only get 8 episodes, and you can't be the only person writing and directing this. And he's like, God. Fuck that. Like, I'm gonna fucking bounce if you don't give me what I want. And then all of the actors were like, we're with David Lynch. Like, if he's not on this, like,
that's cast unity right there. That's fucking awesome. Honestly.
And so they doubled down. They gave him double the amount of episodes he was supposed to get, and he got to direct every episode. And
so awesome.
When it first premiered, it was like a big 4-episode like drop, and so everyone's expecting it's the new season of Twin Peaks. He's going to pick up the story like where you last left off. We're going to see all the characters again, and then by the end of that initial drop of episodes, I was like, "Holy shit, he's trolling everybody! Like this is an anti reboot." Like the whole point of the return is that don't make a reboot of things, because like they go back to Twin Peaks and I was like, oh, Dale Cooper, the main character, can't wait to see him doing stuff again. And then like in the first episode, like he escapes from like this alternate dimension. I don't know if you guys ever seen Twin Peaks.
I'm really trying to get into it because we have a few friends.
Yeah,
who want
I was just about to say I've been getting driven into some of the lore because we have 2 buddies called Tony and Zane, and they've just gone through all of it. So
it's incredible, but not to be too spoiler. It's kind of a spoiler, but the show's fucking 30 years old, so I don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
The end of the last episode that aired in like 91 or 2, the main character is essentially trapped in an alternate dimension, and his evil doppelganger has assumed his position. And that was it. Ended and it got canceled. So the series was always on this giant cliffhanger. What's going to happen to Dale Cooper? So in the new show, 25 years later, he gets out of the alternate dimension and he's brain dead. Like he's like, and I'm not trying to use this word incorrectly, but he was like mentally retarded. Like
right,
Dougie. He came out as Dougie, and he's like, Dougie. And it's like there's all these parts in like as I was starting to realize, I'm like, oh, he's fucking with everybody. He's like, he's never gonna do like what people want. Like he's never gonna be like, Twin Peaks is back. It's Twin Peaks is back, and everything's fucked up.
It sucks.
There would be these moments in the show where like the brain dead Dale Cooper like will see something that's like a reference to the old show, and you're like thinking like, this is gonna be the thing that like jogs his memory back up, and he can go back to being Dale Cooper, and like he'll like see the thing like a cherry pie or something, and just be like, Dougie. Like it never happens until like the
teach
end
me how to Dougie.
And like most of it's not even in Twin Peaks. It's like there's
so fucking weird.
That's like it's like scary and funny and fucking. Oh my god! Watching that every week was such a goddamn amazing.
I was gonna say I always see like circulating amongst like like the timeline sometimes like on Twitter or whatever, and you'll just see like that frame of like the bomb or whatever that scene.
Yes,
yeah.
That was
like everyone just says
yeah.
like this is the moment where like I fucking like transcended or something. Like, and I'm just like, what the fuck does this mean? I should watch this show.
No, that's a great way to put it. All of a sudden in this episode, they basically have like a 30-minute like 2001: A Space Odyssey like experience where it's like at the atomic level, and you're seeing the birth of the universe and like the creation of evil. Like,
oh my god,
so fucking crazy. And man, I can't even like really put into words like unless like you've seen it and like you get what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
There's just nothing else like it, man. I give that like a solid 10 out of 10. I watch it like every couple of years or so because it's beautiful. It really is. It's like it's a tough sell though because a part of it was like having the nostalgia because I love Twin Peaks way back in the day, and everyone who liked Twin Peaks, it was like they ended it on a cliffhanger. No, I want to see more.
Ow.
And then like
where's
not only did
Dougie?
we get more, it was a billion times better than like your standard reboot. We're like everyone is back and we're doing all the regular
which
shit.
I feel like that's kind of the formula now. Whereas like like you just said, like it's like the anti-reboot kind of.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is.
That's such a crazy thing to do to a show like that. Like the way you're talking, I'm like, damn. Like I don't know if I'd be pissed or like I don't know what I would feel like about if that happened with like Lost. Like I love.
They brought back Lost, and everyone's like addicted to crack and shooting.
Like imagine they end the show like right when they get off the island and it disappears. They just end it there and they just do it years later.
Yes, found.
Lost.
They would
the lost years. The lost years.
Lost semicolon found question mark.
But
goddamn.
It's a tough sell because
shit. Sorry.
Uh-oh.
My cat.
Garfield the cat.
Oh, Tale of Two Kitties.
You do kind of have to, obviously watch the original seasons of Twin Peaks.
Mm-hmm.
And again, this is going to be a little spoilery, but it's ancient history. Famously, David Lynch left the show in season 2 because the whole concept of the show, it was a murder mystery. Who killed Laura Palmer? Which one of these crazy cast of characters killed Laura Palmer? And his intention from the start was, I'm never going to answer that question because it'd be like if Gilligan got off the island, then there'd be no Gilligan's Island.
Yeah.
So if I reveal who the killer is, then there's no show. And the studio was like, you have to fucking reveal who the killer is. And he's like, I quit then. So the second season, it suffers a pretty drastic change in quality. It's not great. But I would really recommend sticking through it just so you can watch Twin Peaks: The Return. It's
So I was gonna say I have Paramount Plus, which is a nightmare to navigate, but
it is.
They got some good stuff on there, and they got Twin Peaks on there. The only thing is though, if you want to watch Twin Peaks: The Return, you have to get the fucking Showtime attachment. I'm like, fuck that.
Yeah, because it's a Showtime show. That sucks. They should make that show as easy to watch as possible, man.
Exactly. I mean, the good thing though, at least Paramount Plus has Drawn Together on it, so I'm like, all right.
Oh, really?
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, you've been talking about nothing but Drawn Together for the last 2 weeks,
I've just been watching it recently. That show's so fucking stupid.
I keep waiting for him to bring the movie for what we got. I keep waiting for him to bring the Drawn Together movie for what we got at some point, but he never will.
The movie's terrible. Nope.
Yeah,
never.
I haven't seen that show in years. but I used to laugh so much. I mean, it was stupid. Don't get me wrong.
It was literally just like
it was so stupid. I thought it was hysterical. Like, I mean, obviously, like they were going like they were trying to be, ooh, we're edgy kind of thing.
Exactly. It was like the peak like 2000s. Like, how can we get away with it? Like, what can we get away with? And it's like,
but aside from that, I thought there was excellent gags. Captain Hero. I think.
Oh God, him being that is the person right there who would actually kill Homelander. I think.
Activate Hero Shield. And he grabs a woman.
Grabs a woman. Yeah, that show is incredible. God damn it. Him trying to like roofie himself. Like, just like
there was one where he like fucks with his past self. Like, I'm gonna take this kid down a notch. Like,
I'm kind of surprised that I'm
gonna fuck up this kid's life because when I was a kid, a stranger fucked up my life, and it's him.
It's him, yeah.
Oh God,
obviously.
What an interesting show. Goddamn.
What a lineup! What a lineup of movies. We got Furiosa, Twin Peaks, Django Unchained, Garfield, A Tale of Two Kitties. What an avant-garde lineup.
Oh my God, he's in the background. Wait.
Oh my God, is that Garfield himself?
Materialized.
We got him. He's a
Is
fisher.
that like oh my God, is that Ernest Garfield?
He's got a little. He's caught a shark apparently.
Oh my God, imagine that.
Not really in Garfield's character.
This is like you see in your grandma's fucking garden or some shit. I don't know why I have this.
And on like the dashboard of her car, you know, it just says like Bazinga underneath it or something.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Speaking of which, young Sheldon. No, I'm joking.
No.
Yo, rest in peace, man. Oh my God.
We did it. We killed him.
We killed young Sheldon.
He's now old Sheldon.
Oh my God.
Elder Shelder.
It is really funny how that show just like that show is just a spin-off of a really terrible fucking sitcom, but it's actually not that bad.
People love it, man. I don't.
I've seen a few clips. It's like, damn, it's pretty. It's cute.
It's like Breaking Bad to your drama, you know. It's
some of it. Yeah, it's like, what the hell?
I just despise that character of Sheldon. He'd just be like, "Ooh, the Nintendo 64."
That's all. Oh my God.
I like the Infinity Gauntlet. The Infinity Gauntlet.
The worst thing is when you like. You'll be wearing like a Green Lantern or a Flash shirt in public, and they'll just be like, "Oh, I love Big Bang Theory." It's like fucking ass.
That's horrifying.
That is just that's
a terrible thought.
That's actually horrifying. What the hell?
Unreal.
Anyway. Oh my God. What's up, man?
Hey man, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, man. How you doing?
We're having their own talk.
We have been.
Oh, okay. I see what you did. Fuck. All right. Well, look, I've felt like absolute dog water for the last few weeks, but I know something that will cheer me up. What? And
oh, not again.
Oh, oh my God. No context for this whatsoever.
Let's do it.
Mike, you know what time it is?
I
don't.
What do you got?
Wyatt, I have a timer here.
Oh, man. All right.
So, Mike, good old Wyatt in the top right here has been building a cinematic universe at the end of every single episode. So we call it the 51-second pitch. He has 51 seconds to come up with whatever the fuck he wants, and he gives us a plot, a star, and the title of the movie. It has been absolute ludicrousy so far.
Can we give him some examples? Let me
just give you some of the examples. We have I Can't Believe It's Not Butter Woman, Shorts Man, The Eraser is my favorite. It's like a Punisher ripoff. That one's fucking hilarious. We had a Scripsman, The Chairman, Hot Diggity Dog, and The Return of the Cat. That one's my favorite so far.
Showbud.
Showbud. And what was the other one? Fuck. There's one more.
One more we're forgetting. There's one more.
Oh, Advillain. That one.
Advillain.
Yeah. That one's insane. All right. This is your phase 1 finale. What?
Oh God. All right.
Over.
Have fun, brother. Your time. You're in Hall A again. Here at Comic-Con. Oh, wait, it's White Paint.
Hey guys.
I got acted out. The new bit is I acted out.
Oh yeah. He's like the deaf. He's like the deaf like translator thing. Like the.
All right.
Yeah.
He's the deaf translator.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. Go.
All right, guys. So we had our epic finale. This is part 1 of our epic finale, and now we have part 2 here. We're actually changing the title. We're doing like an Avengers thing. We're just completely changing the title. We are now calling it Skidoo Part 1 and 2. Actually, Part 2 is what this one is. Yes, and now so basically what we have I Can't Believe It's Not Butter Woman and the Shorts Man, along with Showbud, and they're teaming up. They're teaming up to fight a new threat. And that threat is none other than the Eraser, who has gone rogue.
Oh, bitch.
Yes.
I hate when that happens.
And then the trailer just kind of ends. It's just like them in like a rainy like area, and then like the Eraser just like busts out his like because he's an Eraser himself, and he goes and he just like clashes with them, and it's like boom, and then the logo, and it's like May 2028. Yeah.
Jesus Christ! Who do you want to direct it?
So the person we have directing, he's a great guy. He's a really great guy. He's the guy who did what the hell's that fucking movie?
That one movie, yeah, hold on.
No, I'm blanking a bit. Oh, it's
so
Michael.
Funny if someone made a movie and they're like, what's
that movie guy?
It's Michael Mann. Here he is, everyone. Michael Mann himself.
Yeah,
Michael Mann.
Director of Heat and the recent Ferrari.
And he's directing the finale to a superhero movie.
Yeah.
Sounds rad to me.
And we forgot to cast like half the people in this movie.
So go for it.
We actually just brought Adam Driver to basically just play every role. It's kind of like an Eddie Murphy, like Nutty Professor situation. Like,
I can imagine the three of them walking out like Iron Man, Cap, and Thor when Thanos is just sitting there. Just your wacky ass characters
has to have blackface too.
Adam Driver.
That's the Eraser. 100% is the Eraser.
That's the villain.
He's got no face. That's the gimmick. He's gone.
For context, the reason why the Eraser is so funny is because Wyatt originally he made a character who had the power of colored pencil crayons that was just called the Colored. And then he went insane and
we had to lecture him on what the fuck he just said.
The Colored.
It was funny as fuck, to be fair. Like the idea of a colored pencil, like the crayon superhero.
I don't even remember what the Eraser deal was. I like totally spaced on that.
I don't even know where we like started this. I don't know like what prompted me to do that, but it was so funny when we started doing that.
Pretty funny, yeah. But yes,
that's when we were on the other podcast, the podcast that shall not be named.
Oh yeah, the other one.
Space World.
Well, it was a fun experience, but
yeah.
This is more of this is a bit more streamlined.
This is us, god damn it.
Think of it as like like how like Billy and Mandy, Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy started and where it came to be. Like I think it was Grim and Evil at first. Now this is our Billy and Mandy. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a good shout. Yeah. That's a solid show. The Patrick Star show to SpongeBob.
But yes, we have now come to our conclusion of sorts. I do want to ask, Michael Peterson, what do you have in the works, if anything, if you can say what you have in the works, if any?
We were talking about this earlier. I'm trying to make something new. I'm trying to figure out what the hell that is because I don't know. I like making videos, but like currently there's nothing. The format, I have no idea how to do or how to say what I want to make. But I'm trying to make something based on Silent Hill. A slight like retrospective because Silent Hill 2 was my favorite video game ever made.
It's a good game. It's a great game. I have talked up a storm because I just played that recently, like this past Halloween. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, incredible! And
incredible.
I thought about like talking about like how like at the time how fucking nuts it was when that game came out, and also to really set up, I was gonna do a commentary review of that awful looking live service Silent Hill thing that just happened.
I saw that. That looked awful.
No.
And
that
looked awful.
So I started writing a script, and I'm like, let me see how long this Silent Hill thing is. It's 10 hours.
Jesus.
10 hours of like, it looks like the most bullshit thing in the world. And I'm like, what have I done?
Yeah, what was
fate worse than Pachinko? A fate worse than Pachinko machine.
Whatever that like free-to-play one that they just released, I think it was like Ascension or something.
No, Ascension is the thing I'm talking about. The one was.
okay.
I forget what that one was. it sucks because they had the original guy who made all the monsters for Silent Hill 2 come back to work on that one, and you could tell it was like, oh, he still got it because it's like that very specific Japanese weirdness,
like very like dreamlike. You're just like, what the fuck am I looking at?
Like, what the fuck is that thing? It's like when they started making Silent Hill games, like in America, it's like the monsters were like, oh, it's a zombie guy, like it's like a fucked up looking guy,
zombie with a rocket launcher.
Guys don't get it. Guys just don't get it.
2 came around and they're just like, yeah, here's some nuns with like no arms and legs, and they just fuck with you. Like,
mannequins are upside down.
Oh my god, that game's fucking scary.
Incredible.
Guy with pyramid for a head. We call him Pyramid Head.
Literally,
in the game, he was called the. Wait a minute, what was it? I think he was Pyramid Head was like named like by the fans. I think in the game he's called Red Triangle Thing.
Red Triangle Thing. You just see like James Sunderland just going, "Oh, it's Red Triangle Thing."
Red Triangle Thing.
Oh,
again.
not Red Triangle. My triangle thing. It can't be.
My wife, no.
Oh man, I love the performances in that game. It's like it's
Mary. Yeah, exactly.
What are you doing?
What are you doing
like,
here?
It's so. I remember. I think it was like back in X-Play days. Like Adam.
Oh,
I think like the way he described it was, it feels like everyone is on Dayquil. And I'm like, that's the perfect way. Yeah, they're just all tripping on Dayquil. And like,
I think my favorite line.
One
of my favorite lines in Silent Hill 2 is when he literally just says, like, he just goes like, "Oh, I thought you were Mary. Anyway, let's go." And she just goes, "Anyway, what do you mean anyway?"
The funniest memes I'm seeing for like the remake they're doing now, how it's probably going to be like most horror games. So it's going to be like, "Where the fuck is my wife?"
Yeah,
like,
just adding in swearing.
What the fuck is that? Jesus, every horror game, everyone doesn't.
Holy shit! God, they all sound like Commissioner Gordon, the Batman. Oh, god damn it! Oh,
like instead of saying, like,
"Is that thing?"
It's like when he meets Maria, instead of saying like, "I'm not your Mary," she's just gonna be like, "I'm not your fucking wife." Like she's gonna say something like that. I'm not your stupid fucking wife. I have a bit more faith in that movie they're doing than the game, honestly.
It sounds like they're going in a whole different direction, which sounds really stupid.
I mean, we'll see.
Did you read the plot?
I didn't read the plot. No.
Oh, it sounds so. It's like,
oh god, what is it?
It's like James. Like I guess, like, you know, obviously you know what the twist is in that.
Yeah, I do.
But like, it seems like they're making it for stupid people, where it seems like James has like an evil double named, and he's got like an evil double name, like Mr.
I heard the name. Yeah, I was like,
and it's
oh,
like,
no.
God, it's like right from that, it's like, oh, they're dumbing down the plot. Like
it's like anyone can really just understand Silent Hill 2 if you actually just finish it. You're just like, oh, okay,
yeah,
that's it. Like,
oh well, that's all I got.
Yep, that's it. Awesome. I have launched a new project, folks.
Oh no.
Well, actually, these guys know it already.
Wait, yeah.
Tell me what it is.
I have a new Instagram, baby. I have a new Instagram for edits.
I remember you telling me about that.
Because YouTube has been fucking shutting my shit down, and they can go fuck themselves. And I hate YouTube so much. Literally, it's the dumbest shit. Like, I do a Gunther edit, and they get mad because I have one slight frame of the WWE watermark in there, and I'm like, you motherfuckers!
You have to crop it. Like, there's no way around.
I did, dude. I cropped every single one. It was like a sliver that was showing, or something in the background, or something, and I'm just like,
I'm surprised because I've had a couple moments in my Cody edit where you could fully see it, and I didn't get dinged, and it has like 30K views now. So I'm kind of like, holy shit.
Bastard. Yeah, funny enough, the one thing, like, again, that's where most of my edits are going right now. I got the X-Men one up on there. None of the edits I actually like got any views. The only one was some stupid shit post I made of Paul Heyman going, "I'll save you the nightmare of coming," and then it's just the meme format with the coming over it.
Isn't that on like 40K now or some shit?
I'm gonna check right now.
It's so funny, like
the nightmare of coming.
Oh, will you suffer the nightmare of coming?
As of now, oh my god. So as of now, we are at 6,000 likes and 7,000.
No!
Jesus.
Just,
bro, you're cooking.
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna keep doing it because that's where you get the views now for those things. So there you go. It's Platinum Payton. It's Platinum Payton, same as my name here. So definitely follow that. Yeah.
Simon.
Outfit.
Simon.
I'll finish the WrestleMania edit when I want to because it's like getting there. I'm almost done. I have literally like a minute left to put it edit.
You should drop it the second Cody loses the world title, the Universal title. That'd be the funniest fucking way
I do have another edit in concept that I think is a bit shorter, and I can get it done relatively soon. I'm not gonna say what it involves.
Darkfield Linkin Park edit.
Yeah, oh my god, lasagna.
Everything you say to me.
No, that and
my light turned off. No.
I have a couple new ideas because a lot of my stuff on Criterion has just been me throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks, and the edits have stuck. But I have a couple other videos that I kind of would like to try. A couple more. If anybody's, I'm not gonna spoil it. If anybody's seen Bisley, his tier list videos of the Spider-Man games and the Batman games and stuff like that, that's kind of the vibe I'm going for.
You're just doing tier list, brother.
Yeah,
but you're the tier list guy.
I'm the tier. Yeah, I'm the list guy.
You're the tier list guy.
You bring a tier to my
things are coming. Eventually,
good stuff.
When I get the motivation to, I'm gonna get it.
That's what it is, man.
Look, all I'll say is I'm trying to stream more. Twitch.tv/JohnCast. I am doing a lot of stuff online. I mean, it's really just doing stuff with the Goon Squad. So I mean,
yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. It's coming.
We're taking back the word goon. We're taking it back.
Taking back the word goon.
I've had enough.
Did you see that r/GoonCave was removed from Reddit finally? Thank God. That is the most pathetic subreddit I've ever seen.
Caught and compromised to a permanent end.
I can't imagine.
r/GoonCave.
I can't imagine an entire community of people just going, "Hey guys, here's my porn setup. Here's how I watch porn."
Okay,
dude. Yeah, okay.
Right.
Let me just say this real quick. All right. This was a subreddit in which just like people would be like, "Hey guys, this is where I watch porn," and it's like four monitors. Four monitors, like posters everywhere. I'm just like, Jesus.
You don't gotta goon that hard, bro.
No, it's like it's not. You should be proud.
Yeah.
It ain't your imagination alone.
Yeah, I don't.
God damn it. All right. Well, that's been episode 10 of Good, the Bad, the Bruv, and the Guest. Mike, thank you so much for being here.
Oh, it was great.
Yes, sir.
Let me shake that hand.
Yeah. I wanna say thank you to everyone for showing up dressing like roadies. We've all got black shirts.
Oh yeah, wait a minute.
This is my work attire. I gotta go to work right after this.
We actually all look like Fletcher from Whiplash. J.K. Simmons. We're just like
amazing. But yeah, no, it's been a great time. Make sure you tune in to the next one because I've got a corker for what we got. But yes, goodbye.
I'm gonna give a thumb.
Goodbye. Give me the middle.
Is that our new like hand sign? The thumb in the middle.
We don't just set the bar. No, we don't do
Thumb in the middle, slightly pointing like up. Like
It's like a thermometer.
7 bags of popcorn out of 11.
I was gonna say the fucking popcorn. God damn it.
Oh my goodness. Goodbye.